want it to be a prettier view than the house. Let me move this around. There we go. Hi. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you here on this Friday morning. It's overcast where I am. And nonetheless, always thrilled to see you. I was just taking care of some business. I appreciate those of you who've liked the video already. I'm sitting here with Freya the dog. She's like, "Why haven't you let me in yet, Julie? Why haven't you let me in?" Okay, there we go. I'm getting it. I'm getting it together. Oh man. Was just taking care of some business over here, taking care of some important business health-wise, and I'm glad that that got checked off my list. Um, interesting. Interesting when things are not as hard as you think they might be, and it might be avoidance too. So, I'll let y'all know. This is the next to last, coffee on the porch. I don't even have my coffee with me, but I have water. So I hope you'll all enjoy your coffee. This might be a shorter than usual one. We'll see what happens. Hi, Rhonda. So nice to see you. Happy to be here today. This is the next to last Friday on the porch. I hope you have coffee. I have water. I have a coffee cup empty by the coffee maker, just waiting for me to fill it up. Um, Rhonda, are you doing your live this morning so I can tell people? I love I love having tag team things. I love being able to support the people who support me and others, random people, but, Rhonda and I and Catherine and I and, like, Kay and Ro, I have a supportive relationship with all y'all, so I like to share. Also, Dr. Ninja Turtle will be on at 11:15 my time. Hibiscus tea is yummy. Rhonda, what are you having in your cup this morning? Then tonight at 6, I'll be back with or 7 PM Eastern with Karen and crew, YouTube over 40, so that'll be fun. Um, so, news here is I just got my surgery scheduled. Just got my surgery scheduled for the valley fever thing. I'll be going in on July 10th. So I appreciate prayers. You have coffee. Oh my goodness, I'm envious. Um, the good thing is it's really nice and cool here today. I think that I'll take a certain someone on a walk in a little bit too. But so yeah, if you want to be praying, after my appointment yesterday with the doctor, I of course went into an immediate spiral. Oh, okay, Catherine. Yeah, good. Catherine's going to be filming at Crystal Bridges right when they open today, which is exciting. Another walk I'm going to go on, I think today is the at the botanical garden. I think I'll do some recording there. So, oh, you're taking your RV to your brother's for the weekend. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. I've been such a homebody since I got here to Maryland, which is very different than I was last time. Last time I hit the ground running. This time I'm trying to really hang out with the dog as much as possible in these first couple of days to really get her acclimated to me and me to her. I think it's working. So yeah, weekend plans. I've heard some of these. Others who are in the room, I'm thrilled to have you here. If you would like this video, I would appreciate it. If you don't follow me already, we have some really cool stuff coming up. We're going to be starting a journaling live stream series on Monday. It'll go for 5 days. Very excited about that. We're going to have our theme is going to be trust, and we're going to talk about all different kinds of journaling. So okay. Hello. Hello, Tiana Beckett. Um, oh my goodness, Rhonda's going to a reunion tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that would be so cool to make a video at your reunion and interview people. That would be awesome. I'm going to be seeing Kelly, not Sister Kelly, Teacher Kelly Tag on Tuesday, and I think I'll interview her. She'll probably be coming here to the resort, as I call the place where I'm staying. And so I made jokes about us hanging out in the pool. We could be hanging out in the pool doing an interview. But she's so I don't know. Kelly tends to be I love her so much. She's a lot more she's I think I'm a lot more quirky than she is, so she might not go for that. I'm glad that your pinky isn't sore today, Tiana. Hi, Canro, how's it going? Good to see you. So yeah, that's good. Do you have any plans for the weekend, Canro? Some people have a long weekend today. I was on one of the morning live streams I sometimes catch, and it was quieter than usual over there. So I'm expecting this may be quiet as well because it's a federal holiday in the U.S. So people um, who are working may be off work, so they're out and about doing fun outdoorsy summery thing. So okay. Okay, that's cool too. Let's see. So yeah, we have some exciting things happening with the journaling series starting on Monday. How I'll do my weekend videos again, still on that experiment. I will be doing a YouTube growth video because those are always popular, and I have stuff to talk about as far as YouTube growth goes. If any of you would like to talk about YouTube growth in the comments, that's always welcome. I know that people got a lot of value when we talked about that inadvertently or on purpose during the celebration the other day. So if you have any thoughts about that, and I'll throw them into my video perhaps. Yesterday, I was talking to Jennifer with Introvert in Alaska. We had quite a lengthy discussion about different techniques. On Tuesday, you're helping the feral female start. Oh, very cool. That is so cool. So I don't know if you can see that, but Kay and Rose said on Tuesday, they're helping the feral female start her AT journey in PA, that's Pennsylvania, giving her a shuttle ride and hiking the first few miles with her. That is the coolest. I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, CL, good to see you. That's weekend adjacent, and we love it. We're here for it. That is so, I just love that. I love that. So good to see people popping in. If you want to talk about your weekend plans, cool. If you want to talk about anything, cool. If you want to hang out with each other and share together, that's great also. This is my most free floating live that I do. Sorry for that. Can you see the frogs? Are they frogs behind me in the statues? Can you see those? Okay. So let's see if we can get those up there. They remind me of can rose frogs. They have beautiful flowers here. In the front yard, they have hydrangeas. I need to get some pictures of the hydrangeas. So weekend plans, I have none. But now that I have things planned out for my health stuff, I feel much better about that. Finally, the forward motion is happening again. One of the issues with healthcare is that it can take forever, and there's so much stopping and starting. But I have several things scheduled now. I'm going to have an EKG next week, and in preparation for surgery. So that's good. I'm getting surgery on the 10th of July. Mark your calendars. Don't mark your calendars, just that's coming up. Um, so the surgeon yesterday, got it scheduled this morning. So I asked because I need to have somebody with me. And of course, I don't live in Maryland. So I might be bringing Emma out here. So or asking one of my I have a few local friends, just I don't know them very well. "Hey, Koba, good to Koba's cat tails is here, that's Tracy." That's not Koba, it's Koba pushing the buttons, Tracy. Koba's cattails has really cool cat videos, and she does some really inspiring stuff too, if you don't follow her yet. Um, do you have any, plans with your kitties, Tracy? Tracy's always a delight to have around. Um, and CL Fantasy Waves Art Studio does really cool artwork on her videos. I love watching her paint. It's really, really relaxing and refreshing. Um, Catherine said, no weekend plans. We found our favorite restaurant out here by the lake has shut down unexpectedly. Oh my goodness, that's a bummer. Uh, Greetings are happening, which is always nice, and Tiana's checking on their camera. Um, that's all good. I also any good news before, why not? Good news on a Friday. Um, yes, yes, I was gonna say, CL has gorgeous kitties, so does Cindy. I'm guessing Cindy's still asleep because it's 5:40 in California. I would hope she's still asleep. Um, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I did some painting yesterday, also, but it wasn't beautiful painting, it was abstract, um, making marks kind of painting. So, but it's fun. Abstract making marks painting is also, calming and therapeutic, so that's what I was looking for with my work. My play, let's see what else. Little Balls of Trouble, says CL. My last kitty, yeah, I love my last kitty so much. Alice was her name. It is overcast here in Maryland. It's supposed to get sunny later today. I hope so. I hope to walk at the botanical garden later and do some writing there. I love writing outside. I also have right behind the house, if you see the fence back there, on the other side of that is a trail that is part of a state park. It's like, a very long, thin state park, and so I'm going to walk from the house down the street and onto that trail. I've never done that, believe it or not. I've walked the trail from different places. It's a very long trail, it'll get you right into DC, and I have thought of doing that, I just never have. I've never walked it from the neighborhood, I've just picked it up as I'm out and about. You had storms last night, Seattle. I've heard a lot from people in Georgia and Alabama, and yes, this is the journaling series where I'm teaching how to journal. There'll be journal prompts, there'll be journal writing, there'll be journal exploration, there'll be journaling techniques. And we're going to talk about different kinds of journaling. Koba's Tracy asked me about junk journaling last night, and I'm willing to throw in whatever people are interested in. Because I literally have done a whole bunch of I even do journaling on I even do journaling on spreadsheets for those who I'm doing journaling lives at 8 Eastern, so 7 Central. So it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm going to be doing making the announcement with all of the links today. As I've been spiraling about my health, I uh I I haven't been as astute with letting people know about that series. And I apologize for that, but that's just how it is sometimes. Um I think, and I've talked to some of my friends about this. I think that because this illness is attached to my near death experience, um it's there's a lot of excess baggage around it. So it's not like, oh, I have the chicken pox. Well, chicken pox maybe about too. It's not. It's I tend to just anyway. Okay, Northwest Florida is Lower Alabama. I call that the panhandle part of Florida. I've called it South Alabama before, but I only went there once. When my foster daughter had her baby, I went, she wasn't my foster daughter anymore. She was in her 30s or 29, 30 when she had her son, and I went and I helped her out with that. Um, so helped her out with her little boy. That was fun. I do not know anything about Golden Freddy. Never heard of it. And if that's gross, somebody help me. 'Cause I don't know. That sounds bad. It reminds me of my mom. We used to say stuff, or my mom would say stuff and have no clue what she was talking about. So let's see. There we go. I took care of that just because I can't trust. We are going to be it's so interesting. The panhandle. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, so we'll be learning about all different kinds of journaling, but we'll start with the basic stream of consciousness, which is free writing form of journaling. There'll be prompts and you'll be given ideas. And I'm also going to be making some videos for you to refer to. Um, I have and the other thing I'll be doing building in is how to use your journaling to create, videos. So how to use your journaling and what comes up in your journaling to create, any kind of content from. But since this is on YouTube, how to create, videos from the journaling. Because what happens with journaling is you'll have all kinds of ahas and all kinds of learnings and all kinds of intuitive hits and surprises. And so being able to take that stuff and build it into content, it can really amp up your content creation. And so I'm really excited to teach you all about that. Um, Much of the content that I've created over the years has been from journaling slash free flow writing. And then later on, I got involved in art journaling and I'm journaling from photos and just I don't do much junk journaling, but I know how to junk journal. And my most recent thing that I do is journaling on spreadsheets. So there are some art yeah, exactly. I've seen the crafty junk journal channels. I've been there. I've hung out and watched them. Julie, you're at the beach. Thank you for being here, Priscilla. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your day too. By the way, Building a Legacy Farms, Priscilla, she does some amazing lives. She's doing a 30-day live series. But one of the things I love is that she's adding the questions to her, and we can all learn from this, is adding the questions to her community page. So sometimes I'll walk by, pick up, scoop up the prompt, and then I'm ready to go. Oh my goodness. Catherine says that her physical therapist was speaking to another physical therapist, another young man about journaling. And I would say there definitely is, I like to call it bromancing. There, there are bros who are really into journaling. One of my favorites is a guy named Clark Kegley. I'm guessing he's in his late 20s. I've learned a lot from him, and he is really pro journaling because journaling is really, really helpful. It's one of those great analog ways of digging into your thoughts because so many times we ruminate and we let all this stuff get stuck in our heads when if we would just take out our pencil or pen or fingers on the keyboard for some of us it helps so much. I use all different obviously if I do spreadsheets, all different forms of getting into journaling. Some people like Catherine was saying she can't read her writing. Some people say you can I am like the least rule-ish, legalistic journal person because if anything's gonna cause you to resist it, you're going to resist it, or oftentimes we resist it. So instead of arguing about the best way, do it in a way that you will know that you'll get that journaling done. So, if that means journaling for 5 minutes to start, which is the part we're going to do in the series, in the beginning, building upon something that I created 10 years ago, the 5 for 5 brain dump method, which is 5 minutes a day for 5 consecutive days. And if people will do that, if they'll get started, it's 5 days of prompted journaling for 5 consecutive days. They learn how quickly they can grow and learn and establish themselves as cleaner, better, more effective thinkers. You're right, it is a therapeutic intervention, Rhonda. And I started journaling using the Artist's Way. And Julia Cameron from the Artist's Way is very legalistic. Again, no, I'm not legalistic with my journal suggestions. I run a much looser philosophy towards journaling because, again, I guess it can be debated either way. But I feel like um, if you create an environment where people are so resistant to it, or if they miss a day, then they quit entirely, to me, that's not effective. I am more of the James Clear school of thought. If you know Atomic Habits, James Clear wrote the Atomic Habits, and he keeps a journal. And maybe he started the guys being so interested in journaling. I don't know. But if you miss 2 days in a row, that's not so great. And yes, you can always pick it back up. Yes, more more is revealed with pen to paper than from head to heart. And that's again, the pen, keyboard around here. I even write on my phone swiping like this because I use that to write, so I had a friend in the past that journaled, "I know it can be therapeutic, I need to start." Well, Catherine, hello, you can start on Monday. We'll get you started on Monday. And also I think getting started journaling and writing with a group is very helpful also. Writing in community is, effective. When I was leading a writing workshop, I led writing workshops in a hospital, at a place called Art for Healing, and people would say, "I break out my journal when I'm coming to see you, Julie. That's the only time I break it out." And, I encourage people to come to the journaling sessions with a heart and an intention to continue it, and if the only time you journal is when we do, "Hey, let's do a journal session," then we can just have more journal sessions. Totally fine with me. Okay, thank you. Thank you, CL. Yes, yes, yes. Fish out of water coloring. I was gonna say on the pieces that I had yesterday, I showed them they're actually gonna be built into the video, one of the videos I'm releasing this weekend. But I use tape as I'm doing my messy painting stuff, and when I take the paint off, that's where I write. On the junk journaling kind of writing, so okay, so CL says, "I started journal for 2026, but I only write in it when I have something to document." Okay, well, you probably think it's crazy, CL, but I believe we have something to document every day, um, and we don't have to. I document almost daily. So, and it's really interesting. I did the 1,000 Words of Summer challenge. I've been doing that, and I look back in my documents, my little Google documents. I did 1,000 Words of Summer in 2021 was the first year. I did it in 2024, and I have 0 recollection of doing that. I remembered vaguely that I did it, but I did not remember what I wrote. I did not remember what I was doing. And this makes sense knowing what was going on in 2023, 20 I mean, that whole 2019 to 2024 is kinda like a big old blur. And looking back again, I'm not surprised that I got back into YouTube a year ago because, man, that were some rough times. Oh, yeah, you don't have to document your day job. I would say document your drive to work. I don't know. Anyway, I'm being silly. Documenting gratitude is good, but really, anything you wanna document is fine, and I love that you document it all. I don't know what I would have documented back when I was working at the county, so the county when I worked at the county and, that was when I started my website that really that became very successful, actually, so yeah, I would think documenting your painting would be really cool, documenting your kitty, those kinds of things. Anyway, we'll be talking about that kinda stuff, coming next week, so I hope that you'll all and let your friends know if you have friends who are into journaling or who want to be in journaling, any kind of journaling, um, they may enjoy it. So, wow, that's really been fun for me to talk about. I appreciate that. Silly is necessary. I also am a believer in using our day jobs, if you can, using our day jobs to support what else we're up to. So back when I worked for the county, I had to write legal briefs as a part of my job. And so I would write my legal briefs as best as I could. So I really put a lot of effort into my legal briefs. And people would comment on the quality of writing in my legal briefs. So that was good. When I was, when my family needed me to drive Uber for a while, which was good both for my mental health and also to for several different reasons over several different time periods. And, I also documented that. I would write in between rides, and I would write at the end of the day. I know some people, we don't wanna document our day jobs. For me, it was, again, therapeutic to do so. And one of the fun stories that came out of that period and that documentation is, I had a really rocky first day of school, driving day, because usually it's really busy. It's actually usually a really good day. But I had an issue at Starbucks where they messed up I had to wait for a long time just because I wanted a cup of coffee and to use a restroom. Starbucks has nice restrooms. So the next person I picked up was someone who lived close to my neighborhood, and I picked her up several times, and we always had really good talks, and I just kinda told her about my rough morning, and she gave me a tip that was like 7.50. And the next time I drove her, she said, "Did you get yourself a coffee with the tip I left you?" And I didn't even know that that's what she meant. She said, "Well, I knew you had a rough time at Starbucks, so I wanted to be sure you got a good Starbucks." And I was like so moved by that. And so I knew she worked at T-Mobile, and I knew that what her name was, and I wrote it in my journal, my Uber notebook that I carried with me because I wrote poetry too while I was out there. And a year later, things had changed quite drastically in my life financially, and Samuel wanted a really fancy new phone for Christmas. And so I tracked her down. I called one T-Mobile. She had moved from her T-Mobile. I found her at her other T-Mobile, and I bought with cash a really fancy phone for Samuel, making sure that she got the credit for that phone. And all of her friends, it was like the talk of the T-Mobile office that someone would care that much, a customer would care that much to do that, to come find you over a year later. I didn't even recognize her. Like, if I had seen her walking down the street, I wouldn't have known that she was that same person. So, documenting is good for the spirit and for some people who do kindness, and that's a good thing to document kindness. To document kindness is, "Hey, Judith, so good to see you." So, that's actually a really good one, documenting kindness, documenting conviviality, which is my word of the year. I want to tell one more story and also remind people to like this video if you haven't yet. But I saw, a reel on Instagram about a guy who was a perfect example of conviviality, and he's doing a challenge, a personal challenge for himself, he made this up, where he is walking every city street in Chicago. So Chicago is a very diverse area. And so he shows videos of himself greeting people, and he greets, yes, greets verbally every person he meets walking down the streets of Chicago. And it's just incredible. It's just like changing the world one person at a time out there on the street, just hanging out, chatting, joking, laughing. So much so that some people on the streets of Chicago look for him, look for that guy. On the video that I watched, he had like a cape on, like he was a superhero. So I thought that was really cool. In my, Uber mobile, I had a sign that I made, a mixed media art sign that said, "I'm grateful you're here." And I had it on my dashboard. This is before COVID in that time. And that sign became a talking point because I picked up someone and she said, "Oh, yeah, my friend rode with you. He told me about your sign, that you're grateful that I'm here." Conviviality, making people feel loved. Documenting kindnesses. Exactly. Saying hello with a smile can change someone's day. You just never know. Having an interest in someone else's life, saying, "I see you. I see you. I hear you." And that's what my Uber passenger did. She saw me. She heard me. She offered me compassion. And then a year later, I remembered you. I kept your name close by. I'm doing a simple act of kindness by intentionally purchasing a product from you that will probably give you bonus points because it was a brand new kind of phone. It was a very inexpensive phone. It was popular with gamers. So I know, I know that's just, it's very much who Julie is, right? So, but I am. Look, back then in 2017, that was like a rough, rough year. And I was literally grateful for every single person who I drove. And, made if it made them happier, if it took some of their grouch out because, you're picking up people whose cars are broken down, you're picking up people not going to the doctor. So, yeah. So I really love that guy in Chicago. He has a British accent too. It's not like he's a Chicagoan. I don't know why he did that literally to just, spare l sh share love and optimism, so oh, that's a rare sound. What is it? What is it, Freya? What do you see? What are you seeing? Is there a squirrel up there? Oh, we're almost up to 30 minutes, which is our magic time that I begin to wind down. Um, I'm really grateful. So how about I'll say some gratitudes. If you want to say what you're grateful for, what you're looking forward to, actually, we've already had some of that. But if you want to say something more before you go, that would be a good one. But a great, and I'll share you a gratitude from me is that, so some of you know I'm dealing with health stuff right now, and I needed to schedule surgery, or I needed to call the surgery scheduler. I didn't want to do it. Of course, who wants to schedule surgery? I did wanna check it off the list. I was going to do it after this, but she called me first in the morning, so I called her back, and we had a very pleasant conversation. And so we scheduled the surgery, we scheduled an EKG for next week, and we scheduled, follow-ups. So, I'm grateful for that. Okay, went to eat breakfast one morning and saw an older lady, like close to 90, walking with her daughter, and I stopped there to tell them how beautiful she looked in her colorful outfit. Absolutely, she's so happy. That would make my day. I really enjoy women who are in their older years. They're like super golden years. So I'm feeling, I'm almost 64 and a half. I'm definitely in my golden years. But the super golden years, 80s, 90s. That's such a nice thing to do, Judith. All right. So, okay, it probably did make her day. Might have made her week, month. You never know. Do you know the poem when I'm old, I'll wear purple or something like that? When I'm an old lady, I'll wear purple. So I love that. I love the energy that and the comfort that women can gain in themselves by the time they get older, or like super goldens. You hear the birds singing? Well, I'm so thankful for each person who's here, each person who has been here and shared part of my Friday morning. We'll be back here on Monday. We'll do our gratitude and intention at 12:30 Monday Eastern, and then we'll start the journaling. Journaling will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about how to journal. We'll also be doing journaling, writing, and we'll be getting tips and suggestions. And throughout the week, we'll go through and do different types of journaling, or you'll learn about different types of journaling because sometimes different journaling works when other journaling won't. One of my secret things is even as a writer, someone who's written professionally, and it's been one of my great life works, is sometimes when the words don't come, I turn to painting. Not as beautiful as CL may do, but pulling out the paint and just throwing paint and colors down. Collaging is another one. Going through magazines, tearing stuff out and gluing it back together again can be a kind of journaling. So we'll talk about that too. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate each and all of you. Bye, everybody.